Hello, my name is Sebastian Kornum. I come from Denmark and I've been surfing for probably 15 years. I'm now 24 years old and here in Lake Garda making this foil special. We'll take you through all the basic tips and tricks of how to get on the foil and learn you everything from how to sample or collect all your parts and down to some small details about tricks and tuning. I would like to just tell you a little bit now about what I think is the most important when you start foiling. And the best advice I can actually give you is to first of all not be afraid of it. And when you go and you want to get up on the foil, then make sure you don't go too slow but get some good speed. And you will see that it actually kind of works a little bit like an airplane, that once you get the right amount of speed, the foil will activate and start to lift you a little bit. And then it's a question of putting the balance around on the board in the right way. And I know this you can read a lot more about in the issue. Equipment wise, you need to choose the right size of sail and the right size of board. I would highly recommend you to buy a foil board which is specifically made for foiling, but you can also use a normal freeride board as long as it's one of the bigger boards in the scale of 130 to 140 liter. The width should be around 70 cm or wider than this. So sails is also quite different. You will use probably 2 square meter less than normal. I think always it's nice to start foiling with a 6 square meter sail. So probably get out in 8 meters per second, something like 16 knots, 14 to 16 knots with a 6 square meter sail, and try it out. When you've learned how to foil, it's quite exciting to start practicing the foiling jibe, or at least to foil in the entry of the jibe. It's really tricky in the beginning, but the feeling is amazing once you start to fly around and carve in the air. It's actually magic in my opinion. So first of all, you need to be able to control your height and everything before you start to do this. But once you get to this point when you can really control your height and go steady on the foil, you should try to make the jibe. So in order to control the height when you're foiling, it's actually really simple. You just lean back on the back foot when you want to get higher, and if you want to come further down, lower, you lean forward. You actually use the upper body a lot in order to distribute the weight between the back and the front leg. So leaning back comes up high, and forward you get down low. It's actually small movements, so don't overdo it, but just do small movements at a time. And then when you come to the foiling jibe, slow down a little bit, get in a comfortable position. So you can take the back foot out of the strap, do it nice and easy without big movements, and then try and put it on the rail of the board without influencing the board too much. So you have to be light on the feet. Now you simply just have to lean slightly into the turn, and you'll be carving completely foot steering the board. It's really important that you make sure you open up the sail with the backhand when you are in your carving position, because if you close it too much like a power jibe, you will see that this speed that you have on the foil will make you get backwinded, and this is an unpleasant situation. So make sure that when you carve, you open up the sail and kind of get it ready to rotate in an early time during the jibe. So the rotation of the sail is pretty tricky when you do the foiling jibe, because there's kind of no resistance. You're following the wind, so the sail almost doesn't want to go around by itself, and because of this, it's really important that you have the sail open before the rotation of the sail. So what we've been practicing a lot is to make the sail rotate without any effort, so that you won't really influence how the board steering goes. So actually we have 3 different jibes, and one of them is the completely traditional classic jibe on the water. It's easy to do it also with the foil. You just keep the board on the water and You do a few things a little bit different. You can see more about this in the foil special. But basically you're keeping the weight on the feet a little bit further back on the board when you do this kind of jibe compared to a normal windsurf board. And then there is the semi-foiling jibe, the one where when you're on the foil carving, and then just before or in the time when you rotate the sail, you put the board down on the water and glide on the water throughout the last bit of your jibe. And in the end, for the experts, which is really something that you need to practice to learn, there's the fully foiling jibe, where you foil all the way around, and with this technique you can carry incredible amount of speed out of your jibes, even in light wind. So safety-wise, there is a few things that you may need to think about when you start foiling. First of all, when you go out, you need to be sure that everything is collected perfectly together, that all the screws are tight so you don't lose your foil. When you come out, if you want to do a water start, then just remember that your foil is quite big under the water, and it is pretty sharp on the wings. So watch out you don't kick the foil when you're trying to swim, that you can really cut your feet a lot. So watch out with this. When you're foiling, in the beginning it can be really hard to change direction, as you probably won't have the feeling with it yet, and because of this, try and have a good safety distance to your fellow windsurfers, so that you don't get in trouble and make a collision. Probably everyone will have a situation in the beginning where they have a good crash, and the most important thing, I think, is that you hold on to the boom no matter what happens, because when you hold on to the boom, it's really not going to be possible to get hit by the foil, as you will follow the board and you won't really be able to get it in the head or anything. So hold on to the boom and you will protect your feet and your body. It's also a good idea to use a helmet or what is it called, an impact vest, in order to protect from hard impact. Like maybe you can crash and fall on the boom, you could break a rib or something. So impact vest and a helmet is pretty good to use. It's really hard to describe how good it feels to be foiling. I actually think that you can't really explain it. It's just something that people have to really try. For me, it was a huge moment in my career to start and learn to foil, as I felt completely refreshed, and I felt almost like I started windsurfing again from the beginning. I got the same excitement, and every day that I go in the water now, I improve myself, my skills. There's new things to learn, and this is just why windsurfing is so amazing, that it never ends like this. So in combination with the amazing freedom, the equipment is super small, it fits. I have a small car now, it fits everywhere, and you just go out. I have a 7/8 in light wind, get flying, there's no noise, it's amazing. Do you want me to make some introduction again? It's a girl, it's okay.